Welcome to the most important journey you will ever undertake. This class is based on A Course in Miracles, a spiritual process that can assist and guide anyone to release fear and guilt, allowing health, joy, and peace of mind to return. The series is presented by Carol Howe, one of the first course students, earliest course teachers, and biographer of Bill Thetford, co-scribe of A Course in Miracles. Grounded in science and research, with decades of teaching and counseling experience, Carol is a world-renowned expert who will show you how to apply this material to all the circumstances of your daily life. To fully understand the value of this class, we must start with an introduction to what A Course in Miracles is for, what it is not for, its credentials, and how it came to be, its basic premises and processes, and what it can do for all of our lives.
Well, thank you endlessly for agreeing to come together as our class and allow us to explore once again what this fabulous material is all about. The first thing I want to do is go in some sort of order and tell you that in our first period here, we're going to talk about what it is, what it's for, why now, what its function is, what miracles mean in the first place, and get our feet wet, so to speak, so that we can move forward. And then in our second half, we will discuss a few of the basic ideas. We cannot possibly in this short period of time talk about all of the basic premises, but that will unfold as our series unfolds. So we'll talk about the first ones first and then go from there. So the first topic shall be, what is A Course in Miracles in the first place? Well, what it is first of all, as far as I'm concerned, a literary masterpiece. It's radical, it's provocative, it's revolutionary, and it couldn't come until this time. It's absolutely something for our time and place, because the work of Sigmund Freud was necessary, Freud and Jung, and their work as psychoanalysts, that had to happen before this could be written, because it makes such strong use of the term ego that had to become more or less a household word before this material could be written. Now, you don't have to be a psychologist to know what an ego is in the non-technical term, because if I say to you, that guy has really got a big ego, what does that mean? What does that mean to you?
Well, he's full of himself.
Full of himself. In other words, it's an all about me kind of thing. So although we may not be educated in psychology, nevertheless, we have a general layperson sense about what that means. It has to do with the separate sense of personal self as separated off from everybody else. So that term, of course, is foundational to this work. So therefore, thank you, Freud and Jung, so we can proceed. Its purpose is to help us change our minds. Its purpose is to allow us a shift in the way we see things that will bring us to a place of peace of mind. If you take a look around the planet today, it looks like there's very little peace of mind happening. And we tend to think, I can't have peace of mind until this, and all of these other things get fixed. And the Course says, of course, no. This is strictly an internal process that allows us to come to that place of great peace, that place of security, a place of comfort, a place of abundance, a place of feeling loving and lovable. That's our birthright. We are not claiming our birthright now, but that is our birthright. So its purpose is to allow these things to be revealed to us. Because there's a tendency to think, oh, peace of mind, like there are a lot of other things I think I would rather have than peace of mind. And yet, that's because we haven't experienced peace of mind and we don't know how really delicious it is and how that becomes the foundation for all of the other wonderful experiences that are our birthright. As an example of that, several years ago I was in Turkey at a museum in Ankara, and among other things there were artifacts from the Hittite civilization, which was at its height about 3,500 years ago. And I knew exactly nothing about the Hittites and never presumed I would ever be interested. But then we had a wonderful lecture, and then we were set loose to go look at some of the artwork ourselves. And so I was wandering around, and I was interested in a little curio cabinet that was off by itself, so I decided to go see what that was about. And there were two vases, pitcher kind of ceremonial items in there. And as I got to about 3 feet of this curio cabinet, something happened which I would have said can't happen, which is all of a sudden, with no warning, my mind completely stopped. There was total peace of mind, not one thought. I knew where I was and what was happening and who was there and what I was looking at, not one extraneous thought. And it was absolutely, unspeakably wonderful. And when you've had that experience, you think, I will be newly motivated to do whatever I have to do to return to this place of peace of mind. And then out of that place of complete stillness, and remember, if our problems are judgments and resentments, those are all thoughts. So that peace of mind means all of those thoughts, along with everything else, have gone. And with it, I'm home free. Then all of the wonderful things that are my real inheritance have a place to come forward. We might say, why now? Why now? Why not 50 years ago? Why not 100 years from now? Someone asked Helen, one of the two scribes, about that and said, why now? And she said, her answer was you might say, an intuitively guided answer. She said, because the world is in such desperate shape, we need this now. She said, I feel unprepared. I felt unprepared since this interview was after the course was finished but not yet published. And she said, everybody is being asked to bring their own gifts forward to try to move humankind forward. She said, I don't personally feel like I was ready to do this, that whatever that natural flow of spiritual evolution, she obviously had some talent in other times and places doing this, if you want to call it channeling, if you want to call it inner dictation, but she didn't feel ready. And it's like, doesn't matter whether you're ready or not, now is when your talents are needed. And so we're all asked to bring our talents to bear right now, whether we think we're ready or not, whether we think we know enough or not. And she said, and the reason why I have a very distinct feeling that time is running out. And when I first read that, I thought, time is running out before something happens. But that's not what she said. She said, time is running out, as if time is continuing to collapse and to collapse and collapse. And is that not the experience we're having right now? Doesn't it feel like everything is just jamming up and there's less and less and less time? And it's very interesting that all the Maya calendar business that's upcoming next year has to do with the quickening and so on of time. So she said, I think time is running out. I think we're in serious need of learning how to change our minds. So that's the why now. And I think it's interesting to look at how people are drawn to the course. I'm always fascinated by the number of people who say, I got this course 15 years ago, or I got it 10 years ago, or I got it a long time ago, and I didn't feel inclined to pick it up until now. I know one fellow who used to live in Key West who said the books literally, like you hear, fell off the shelf and hit him on the head. It was like it was very hard to miss that now is time to pick these books up, perhaps once again, and see what they say. So